Hello and welcome. My name is Anna Delman. I'm on day 273 of my note writing, and today is Sunday, February the 15th, and on Sundays I review what I've written the week before to know where I am so that I can plan how to move forward in the week ahead. So day 273, no one can call themselves truly innocent apart from Christ. The week of notes revealed on day 267 what in the world is happening in you, around you, and to your life. Are you changing to look good to your community, or are you changing to let God look good although others will never agree or approve? You showing them up, you exposing them for their lack because of your manner of life and living, and they don't like it. No one likes to be exposed for being in error and being wrong, and when your life reveals that about them, even though you are not necessarily saying anything, it's just the way you live and they don't like it, and therefore they will dig a pit for you to fall in. It happens, it's reality, and how do you live in response to that? Day 268, when we plan our way and circumstances redirect our course, it's a good time to learn from the experience. Another look at what God is reminding me of in this 365-day journey, and I was focusing on spiritual formation, and we took a look at the book of Philippians and the book of Acts to encourage us and know that we are not alone, and it is what we are called to live pure in a difficult world. Wherever you are, you're going to confront people who will not accept your manner of life because, as I said, the way you live exposes their lack, and they don't like that. And rather than consider that you could be an encouragement to them, they will denigrate what you're teaching, what you stand for, and your character. Day 269, when life is unfair and you're falsely accused, what should you hold to and your response be? Let them. Know your God, know your identity, and hold tight. Day number 270, what is enough for you in your spiritual formation? The gifts of the giver. When you're in a God-given mess, when you're really in an icky situation, what is enough for you? Are you able to push through and continue living in an honoring way, or to be accepted, are you going to allow others' manner of life to become yours? So if your lack of being caught up in gossipy, slandery kind of communities, you choose not to be caught up in that because it is the right thing to do, but that will leave you alone and without close association. So in order to have that, are you willing to compromise yourself and start being just like them? When you're doing that, it's the gifts of camaraderie, of friendship, that are more important to you than the giver, than honoring God. And the God-given mess is the situation that's causing your isolation or your stepping aside. Day 272, what does innocent feel like when church life fails? Feelings are temporary. What are the facts? The real facts, not your emotional response. Keep evaluating. And then I did quote Acts 18 verse 6, when Paul, this is what is written, but when they opposed him and blasphemed, he shook his garment and said to them, your blood be upon your heads. I am clean. From now on I will go to the Gentiles. So he says, I am clean, meaning I am innocent. Different translations. This is the NKJV that I'm reading from today. I have been using the ESV, which says innocent. So what does innocent mean in that context? And I explained that on day 272. It is a literal and figurative use of the term. Clean, literal and figurative, even in the New King James. It means you're clear, you're pure, and you're clean. You're free from the contamination and the soiling and the corruption. It means that you have an honest innocence innocence, an honest, clear, cleanness of heart, and not a facade that you're presenting. For instance, if I go back to the example of being in a gossipy community, the facade is one of interest and care for you, and all they are out to get is information from you. Then that becomes their fodder for gossip. That is a ceremonial display of what they think a Christian community should be. I also want to stress that what does innocent feel like when church life fails? And I use the example of Paul. That was him responding to their lack of acceptance of the gospel, of the truth, and they, rather than accept that, they tore him to pieces and ousted him and wanted him gone. Now, in modern society, that can happen, and we all know it can. But part of that, we can take just general practices within a church community, like I exampled gossip, slander, etc. That's not a gospel discussion that is occurring. That is just nastiness about life. We are called biblically not to get involved in those discussions and nastiness and life. So as much as the verse that I shared, which Acts 18:6, was referring to the gospel, and Paul is innocent of any blaspheming in what he shared with them, and that is what he's claiming his innocence to be. When you're not being caught up in something immoral, and slander, gossip is immoral, you can also proclaim your innocence in not wanting your conversation to be nasty and belittling and humiliating of other people's characters. So you can use that innocence, clear, pure, clean, how you're respecting others in conversation. So that was day number 272. And day 271, when should we step back or aside in a ministry or from a church? And that's when we get opposition, when it has gotten to the point where what you stand for and what you share about your biblical understanding of how functioning should be within the body of Christ, and it is resisted, and the way that it is talked about in that community becomes almost an organized attack of you. And it may not be overtly, it can be a subtle attack, but yet it is there. That is when you are free to leave, because your continuing there is only going to feed it more and more, because as I described, your character is an accusation of who they are, and they do not want to change. And when there's an objection to the truth, to the gospel, or if you're recounting something that has happened in someone's life to your ministry leaders, and you telling the truth of a situation that happens, and they want to believe what they want to believe, that's how conflicts start. And sometimes those can take on a life of their own and burn a community, and it's like a wildfire. It goes out, and the words go out, and the gossip goes out, and soon it's scorched earth, and you don't want to walk across burning embers to deal with life. And your response should be move on. Now, as I did say when I started, day 273, no one can call themselves truly innocent apart from Christ. We may, in all the examples I've given, be in the right, be innocent, be pure, be clean, and be clear in how we've approached a situation. But friends, the reality is we are not perfect. Even in our struggles, and I in mine, in dealing with situations here, I have gotten so angry, and yes, I have thought horrible things about people, and I have to, I often have to pray for the Lord to give me His care, His love for certain people whenever I'm going to be in their company. or if I see them in the distance when I'm out and about, it's like, Lord, please just give me your grace. Help me not to smirk. Help me not to sneer. Help me not to run up and kick their shins. No, I won't go up and kick their shins. That's not my nature. But what I'm trying to explain is that inner war that shouldn't be there, because when God puts us in a mess, and He does, and I did describe it when I looked at Job 19:6 and Job 19:25 through 27. When God puts us in a situation, we don't like it. We don't want to be there, but He has us there. Friends, and sometimes He has us there for a long period of time. Most people think He's going to rescue us and take us out of there. Often the greater rescuing is from ourselves, from our thought processes, from our behaviors. He wants to prove to us that we have deep within us that which still needs to become innocent, to become pure, to become clean, to become clear before Him, so that His testimony of glory can be evidenced in our lives. Many of us don't like to hear it. Friends, I don't like to confront my own life in that way, but it is essential to move forward. Again, I share this with you because it's essential that I know it for myself, and nothing is new under the sun. Wherever you are, these experiences could be yours, or you can have something similar that you can relate to it. So until tomorrow, friends, it will be Monday, February the 16th. We're already halfway through the month, and I look forward to being back again tomorrow for another opportunity to talk with you and encourage you as God is proving to encourage me. So until then, take care and God bless. Bye-bye for now.